want you all to listen to this and actually be in a good mood, you know what I'm saying? Come on. Yo, the movie switches to the next scene, and we almost at the end. I never thought something would come between me and these fakers who just pretend. Yo, I remember how I felt at the start of it. I wasn't loving no potentials.
So let's talk about performance, and well, I guess you know what that means. So when we're talking about performance and driving a Civic Si, obviously we're not talking about crazy levels of performance, but the VTEC engine is extremely exciting. And now I'm speaking for the 8th gen Civic Si's and below. The thing revs to 8,000 RPMs. You still get an efficient engine. I actually just did, on my last tank of gas, before I did this review, I did my miles per gallon. I have a 13-mile commute to work, to and back, so 26 miles a day, mainly highway, some city driving, some traffic, and I'm getting 29 miles per gallon on that tank. That's great. In a car that I can still take on a canyon road and have some fun, that's awesome. Some of the newer cars I'm looking at, for example, the WRX STI, is running on, was it 23 highway and 17 city. In my opinion, that's just bad engineering. The reason I say that, and you're like, well, yeah, obviously that car has a lot more power than yours. You're right. But when you're talking about something like the Golf R, same year, same performance and everything, and it gets over, I've seen real estimates of actual owners have 33 miles per gallon highway. You're not going to get that in an STI. So in the SI, so you have efficiency, you have fun performance above 5,800 to 8,000 RPMs. It's just an exciting engine. Now, it's not, you can tune it and do whatever you want to it. It's still a Civic. It's, a lot of people, I think the Civic culture gets a lot of flack because people will try to tune them and say it'll run laps. You just got to chip it and put an exhaust, like all that stuff. I mean, it's all bullshit. It's a front-wheel drive economy car. The SI has a performance-tuned suspension, 17-inch alloys, mine does. A tight ratio shifter, I mean, all that stuff, performance exhaust, the engine's tuned for performance. But again, we're not talking about something like an STI or an Evo or anything like that. It's below that. And really, you could even say it's below like a Focus ST. It's more in the range of similar, for a price point, like an FRS or a Scion TC, which I hate Scion TCs. I don't know why. I just hate them. There's one in front of me right now. But it's more in that range. And when you put it into that field, you might have one of the best cars out there for that range. Now, I think the FRS is probably the best driver's car. It is the best driver's car you can get for that price point. No doubt about it. I wish it would be geared like an SI. I feel like if you put an SI, this engine, in a Scion FRS, that would be an awesome car. Just because it would be lively and revvy. The one they have in it now, it's not geared properly. It's not that it's lacking power, it's just not geared properly. And if you had it geared like that, you'd have a really exciting car. But one of the things I like about this, we talked about the performance, the efficiency, also the cheap maintenance. So, I bought this car when I was a freshman in college. I put $13,500 down. I'd been saving since I was in second grade to get a car. I didn't know which car exactly, and this ended up just working out. And then after that, I had a $290 payment that I made for a few years. So now it's all paid off and everything, and I'm kind of looking to move on. But before I moved on, I wanted to take the time to review it and share my thoughts on it, because even 5 years later, I still really enjoy this car. I keep it extremely clean. I get excited to drive it every time I get in it. And I think that's very important when you're making a purchase on a car. I'm looking to get a newer car now. I'm looking at the Focus RS and the WRX STI and the Golf R. So obviously my decision, I mean, it's a really hard decision for me being an enthusiast. I mean, I make myself sick sometimes just looking at all the different options of cars that are out there. But for this SI, I still get excited to get in it. I even look back at it when I'm going into stores because I think it's a good looking car. I think it's a sporty looking car, and I have no complaints about that. There's also a huge value for example, these seats that I'm in. Now, they're not Recaros, but they're nice seats. They're bolstered. I'm 6 feet tall, 170 pounds, and you know, I've plenty of room up here, but the seats are nice. I mean, I'm pretty skinny, but they keep you in place. And I've also had some of my friends that are bigger, they sit in these seats and they still feel pretty good. So I really like them. I also like that it has the SI logo in the back. It's little details like that really bring, show that the manufacturer took time to put details in that enthusiasts would appreciate. So I really like that. I don't have the navigation or anything. One of the underrated things about this car, though, is the sound system. I think it's 320 watts. It has an 8-inch subwoofer in the back and 7 or 8 speakers. I'm not exactly sure. But it's a great sound system. And when I'm looking for my new car, that's something I'm going to look into, something that I really want. It's just important to me. So that's one of the things that are undervalued about this car. It says, it's not like Bose or anything, but it says premium audio system, which is kind of funny. But it is premium audio system. It sounds really good. I have the sunroof. I think this car invoiced for $21,000, like just over $21,000. So I actually got a really good deal on it too at the time. So has the 17-inch wheels. If you're wondering when I'm looking down, it's notes to try to make sure I cover everything I want to. But 17-inch wheels, which actually on the 9th gen base Civics is what the standard wheel was, or the upgraded wheel. So it was a really good wheel. It was accepted well. I really like how it looks even today. The trunk. So I played golf in college, and going to golf practice, we'd carpool with each other. And I was able to get 4 people and 4 golf bags in this car. And that's without like pulling drivers out and all that stuff. Legitimately can get 4 golf bags in the trunk and hold 4 people in the car. I mean, that's pretty good too. Now, when you have you and one other small person in the car still performs well. If you have any more than that, it's pretty slow. Like, there's no torque, and the VTEC really doesn't even make.
So I want to apologize for the abrupt ending there. I guess the camera just stopped recording, or I lost that footage somehow. But please comment below. Let me know what questions you have about this generation Civic Si. I drove it for just over 60,000 miles, and then ended up getting my 2016 Focus ST, as I'm sure a lot of you are aware of. So glad to answer all of your questions. I'll make sure to do so. But it was an excellent car to own. I even kind of miss it sometimes, but I saved the VIN number. That way a little later down the road I can go ahead and buy it back and throw it in the garage. So thanks for watching, and hope you stay along for more reviews.